We are live. Welcome to the FGTN show. One day early this week. Yes, it is Thursday night, and we are doing it. Boy, do we have a great show for you. Drop down in the comments here who is tuning in a day early. Let me know. How do you like this Thursday thing? I prefer the Friday thing, but let's see. I think we'll probably have more people show up tonight because I did schedule this a few hours in advance. But today we've got a ton. We've got an Ice Fishing Classic tournament with Justin Morneau. If you're a Twins fan, you probably know who that is. We're going to talk a little bit about LiveScope and potential future regulation changes in the state of Minnesota. And if you don't live in the state of Minnesota, still interesting to listen to. We're not going to go really in the weeds on it because I don't want to spend the whole time on it, but we're starting to see some things happen. So we want to talk about that. There's a brand new feature on the YouTube channel. I'm sure most of you do watch this on the YouTube channel. Some of you watch on the Facebook channel as well. We live stream over there. But on YouTube, there is a new community place, I think it's called. It's if you go to my channel on YouTube, there's a new feature on there. If you go to the home screen, otherwise, I think if you click posts or community or something like that, you can actually post in there. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to get that going. It's going to be a great way for us to engage. You can share pictures and think of it as like a forum or Reddit or something like that where you can kind of start your own thread. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So we're going to talk about that. Ice Fishing World Championships are coming up. Some new products that we may have known of before, some things that we haven't known of before, some for ice fishing, some for open water fishing. And then a few deals and a few questions to wrap it up. So we got a packed show tonight. I really appreciate each and every one of you for hopping on here. So I'm going to pull up the other screen, take a swig of my energy drink here, and then we are going to jump in. But meanwhile, what's up, Blaine? Member of the channel, tuning in. Got to love the support here. Nice seeing you here. Jake Johnson. Yes, sir. I was 3 or 4 minutes late. I struggle sometimes getting in on time because I get to the up to the last minute before we go live, and it's like, oh my gosh, I forgot to add this thing or that thing that I wanted to talk about. So we're all here though now. Fierce Outdoors, hello. Hit Lures, what's up, man? The outdoor life. When are you going to talk about Ping Live? That one of the questions that I have in here? It might be at the end that we're going to talk about. So you got to stick around till the end, and I'll answer that question. What's up, Quentin? We got Brad. We got Jared, James, Wayne, another member of the channel. What's up, tuning in? Appreciate the support here. Let me grab a swig here. We're going to talk about the United Heroes League, and I see Brad. Brad, are you coming up to Mille Lacs tomorrow? All right. So if you do not know, this is kind of fun. So there is a tournament. It's a contest, really, more than anything. It's on Lake Mille Lacs in Minnesota. I know not all of you live in Minnesota or even within driving distance, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on it. But it's one of the things that I like to talk about, and I'm going to be partaking in. So tomorrow, Saturday, from the hours of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., I'll zoom in, make this bigger. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., there's a fishing tournament. There's a meet and greet with, I think Justin Morneau will be there. And then there's some prize drawings as well. So this is the United Heroes League. So money goes towards military, family, and sports. There's a lot of sponsors. Grand prizes are an Ice Castle Fish House, Ice Pro Trailer. And this is out of the Hunters Point on Mille Lacs Lake. If you are in the area and are interested and want to check it out, it is actually really, really cool. Hosted by Nitty's Hunters Point. Each year, try to get out there with some buddies and fish it. And so we've got a few buddies going to be out there doing it. Brad's going to the extravaganza instead. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, the Brainerd Ice Fishing Show. I'm sorry, the Brainerd Ice Fishing Extravaganza is this weekend as well. I think that is Saturday as well. So if you're interested in going to the largest ice fishing contest in the state of Minnesota, you can go ahead and check that out. Okay. Next up, one of the main topics that we want to talk about here, Minnesota DNR debates live sonar's impact on fish population. So I have a lot of feelings about this, and I want to hear what you have to say, whether you're live here, drop it in the comments. I'm going to be scanning them as I'm talking here, as I see them pop up. And especially if you're on the replay squad and you're watching this after or listening to this after the fact, please drop in the comments. Let me know what you think about the whole idea of live sonar's impact on fish populations in banning live sonar for fishing, for ice fishing, for open water fishing. I'm not talking about tournaments. I'm not talking about bass tournaments, walleye tournaments, national fishing leagues. I'm not talking about any of that. This is just purely the technology potentially being banned around being used in fishing. So a couple things that I just think foundationally off the bat um, that I want to kind of lay as a premise. I have a strong belief. I'm not biased on this, other than I guess you could say I am because I own the technology, but I have no affiliation with any fishing gear tech brand, as you guys know. I like forward-facing sonar in live imaging, and I don't think that it is harming the fish population. I think if the concern is that fish populations are being more pressured because it's easier to find them, I can tell you firsthand it is not easier to catch the fish because you have live imaging. I can't tell you the number of people in the last, like, every week, and it's getting worse. Because I do these live streams on the channel, right, with live imaging. There's some people here in the chat that have said this to me. They're like, "Oh, you got to turn off your live scope. You got to turn off your live imaging. They can feel the sonar ping. They're not going to come up to you, right?" So like that's the polar opposite of what articles like this are talking about of, "Oh, the fishing populations are going down because of live imaging." You can't have it both ways is my argument, right? So it's either affecting it or it's not. But regardless, even if you say it doesn't actually scare off the fish and make them, not want to bite, it's not going to make them want to bite, right? So you're not able to get fish to bite. There's been so many times that and you've seen it on the lives. If you're fishing, there's a fish and you can try as hard as you want. If that fish doesn't want to eat, the fish isn't going to eat, right? So my thought on this is um, if there is a impact on fisheries because of live imaging, and sorry, I'll zoom in on this, make this a little bigger. I apologize. My thoughts on this are that change the regulations, change the slot limits, change the maximum quantity that you can take home, because just fishing isn't hurting the population, in my opinion. This is all my opinion. If you're worried about people catching and keeping too many, then solve that problem. But technology is not the problem. That's my opinion on it. Now, in terms of barrel trauma, right? There's a lot of research that's being done out there. There's a lot of people that are digging into that. I'm not an expert on barrel trauma. I don't ice fish or open water fish deeper than 30 feet. I simply don't. I don't target the species that can be caught from that depth or lower and be released. I don't lake trout fish. I don't do those types of fish. So I never fish deeper than 30 feet. I won't do it because from what I've heard and the research that I've seen and the things that have been out there, that's kind of that line, right? I'll fish up to 30 feet, right? I'll fish in deeper water than 30 feet, but I'm only going to fish to 30 feet deep, right? So that's where I will catch the fish at 30 feet or higher up. Is kind of where I'm looking to catch the fish. I don't know what they can do about barrel trauma. Live imaging isn't causing barrel trauma. Um, you can use any other type of fishing technology and see deeper in the water too, down imaging, 2D, side scan. Like there's a ton of different technology. So I don't think it's doing that. So this I think is interesting. So I'm going to read a little bit of this to you. So forward facing sonar or LiveScope technology, which they spelt wrong. There's no dash here, right? And it's not called LiveScope technology. LiveScope is a trademarked name of a product by a specific manufacturer. I get that we generally use the term live scope to mean live imaging, but that's what this should have said. So really the reason why I'm nitpicking into the first few words here is because this is a very misinformed article, in my opinion. They don't even understand what they're talking about, but yet these are the types of people that are going to be making regulations on it. And like, I'd love to hear from people that don't like live imaging, that think it's a bad idea, that thinks it should be banned. I'd love to get in that discussion in the future and talk more about it, because if more of this evolves, you better bet it's going to be something that we're going to be talking about, because it's going to limit what technology we can use, right? And I'm gonna follow the law, right? I'm gonna follow the regulations, and if that means Minnesota bans it down the road, guess what? I'm gonna be using other stuff, right? And making videos on that. So I'll evolve as it evolves, but I will stand up for the fact that I think it's a great learning tool. There's a lot of really cool ways to engage the youth with this technology. There's a lot of ways to learn about fishing behavior. There's a lot of ways to know and understand what certain fish do in the water as you're watching them swim, what bait does, what structure fish normally congregate around. So even if you use live imaging and you never even dropped a line down, you can learn so much about a fishery than you would any other way, right? Like I think if it went away, the things that we've learned with live imaging, it would just key us into using underwater cameras more, right? Then what would you do? Say no underwater drones? Like, how far are we going to go? So anyway, so I think that like this just goes to show how misinformed they are. One other example here is just look at this picture that they used. Controversial new fish finding technologies under scrutiny in the Gopher State. Gophers are the sports team here in Minnesota for college sports. Look at this picture. It's a guy sitting. This is probably an old picture, probably from I don't know how long ago, a decade ago. The dude is sitting here looking at a little screen. That's not live imaging. What does he have in front of him? Well, I blew this picture up and exported it from their page to look at it. He's got I don't know if that's a deeper sonar. This is not live imaging. That looks like an underwater camera to me, right? Or it's his phone sitting on the ice, hooked up to like a down imaging image of this little wireless deeper sonar or something like that. So like they can't even use an image that or terminology that accurately depicts what they're actually talking about in terms of live imaging. So I think it's kind of silly. They've got a guy here. I'll read a little bit of this and then we'll jump to the next topic too, because I know we don't want to just talk about this tonight. But what they're saying is forward-facing sonar or LiveScope technology is a relatively new type of fish finding gear that lets anglers target specific fish on a display screen with remarkable precision. The tech is so effective, in fact, that it's caused a stir in certain fishing circles, with the National Professional Fishing League banning its use in their tournaments last fall. Now, the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, the MDNR, Minnesota DNR, has organized a working group to determine how the technology should be regulated during future fishing seasons. Now, there is good news at the end of this article. So we'll get there. This is a really short article. The goal, this is a quote, the goal is to stay on top of the issue and gather information as the technology progresses. Minnesota DNR fisheries biologist Mark Bastigalupi tells Field and Stream, apologize for butchering your name, he heads up the Minnesota DNR's live sonar working group, which was formed late last year to take a closer look at the technology. Hopefully, he was not looking at this article and proofread it, because that would really scare me around the credibility that he has looking into this. Two key parts of our discussion are: one, is it too effective? Too effective at what? Seeing fish? What is an underwater camera? Too effective at catching fish? You can't catch fish with live imaging. You catch fish with a hook, right? And there's a lot of hyperboles that we could use there, in synonyms and tangents to other industries that we could use there. But what does "is this too effective" mean? Are we overfishing? Overfishing has nothing to do with live imaging. If we're overfishing, we need to solve an overfishing problem. Are we saying we're catching too many fish? Are we saying we're keeping too many fish? Like, what are we saying? Are we saying we're selling too many fishing licenses? Like, what are we saying here? Which, of course, the last one is never going to be yes. They want to sell more. They're also not looking at how are we engaging with the youth? Are we trying to get youth engaged in these outdoor sports? Also, is it a fair chase, or is it too much of an advantage for an angler? Man, I would love to. I should reach out to this Mark guy and let him know my thoughts. Maybe take him out on the ice and see. I don't know if he's used it. Take him out on the ice and get him on a school of fish and say, catch as many as you can. And that'd be a fun video. I should do that. According to him, the group is made up of local muskie and bass guides. Muskie and bass guides. What about every other freaking species? Walleye, perch, pike, crappie, sunfish, and all the other whatever they have 50 some species that are here. Why are we just looking at muskie and bass? Biologists and other fishing industry experts who meet on a quarterly basis. They're meeting on a quarterly basis. That's 4 times a year, and they're supposedly gonna be assessing and analyzing. Like, these guys should be meeting weekly on the water, using it and assessing it, not quarterly. This is a place where the experts can compile data and provide recommendations to the department, he says. So we're going to skip to the end. We could probably talk for hours on this topic, but I think that you know where I stand. You can tell that I'm incredibly passionate about it. But I think here's the good news. For now, forward-facing sonar will remain unregulated in Minnesota, but that could change depending on the working group's findings. This gentleman says, which will take time to emerge. Here's a quote. In Minnesota, fishing regulations are adopted after a 16-month process, he says. They can make recommendations for certain regulation changes to DNR leadership, but even if they bring a proposal to the table, there is a long public input process before any changes are made. It's a 16-month process. So even if they said right now, we have findings, we want it banned, XYZ, we're going to go to the DNR, we have 16 months. So the good news is this isn't going to happen for a couple of years, even if it does happen. I think the reason why I bring this up is I'm sure more than just Minnesota are looking at this. I've heard of other states looking at this. Stay in touch with what you're all fishermen and fisherwomen. Stay in touch with what's happening in your state. If this is something that you feel passionate about, either way, like, right? Like, if you are an advocate for, like, no, this technology is killing our fisheries and the future of fishing is at risk. If you feel that way, great. Speak up for it. Get your data, make your points heard, and let's get the data out there and let's make sure that we're looking at the same things here. But get involved. Know what's happening. Know when you have an opportunity to raise your concerns or your questions or your support. I'm not trying to lean you either way here, but I definitely am a fan of live imaging, and I don't think that is the problem here. And clearly, I think that they don't understand what it is. So I think that's a pretty big problem there. But it could just be the media too. So who knows? I just realized, oh no, you guys were back on the article with me. Okay, cool. All right. Switching topic. The picture seems photoshopped. It might be, right? This could be AI. Like, did they AI this thing in here? I don't know. Like, I wonder if there's a way for me to see. I don't know. I'll link the article if anybody wants to dig into it more. I'd be super happy to hear what all of your comments and questions and concerns and thoughts are on it. But um, can you put link up on one of your pages to this? Yes, I will absolutely add a link after the stream's over. I'll have a pinned comment down below in YouTube. I'll have a comment on Facebook with the links to all of the pages and things that we talked about, and it will be in the description on both Facebook and YouTube as well. I'll do that right after the show is over, so you'll have that. Yes, absolutely. Big percent don't use LiveScope to target bass or muskies. Shake my head. 80% uses it for panfish. True. Yeah. I've heard some concern around muskies being really easy to target with live imaging. Some bass guys use it, but what I've seen, and I was actually listening to pro bass fisherman just was it 2 weeks ago, and he was saying in 2025 he's actually changing the way that he fishes to be more shore based, where LiveScope isn't as helpful. and he's not planning on really using live imaging because what you've noticed with live imaging in the bass fishing in the pro world is that they've shifted more so off of kind of towards like the basins and the suspended fish, and because they can target them, track them down really quickly, and cast directly to specific fish. There's starting to be like this transition back to really shallow, the weedy areas, the lily pads, like up in the sticks and the rocks and the down trees and the brush piles, which you can still use live imaging to a certain degree, but it is harder. And people are getting a lot of success with that. So it's that evolution of the sport, and it's going to continue to evolve. So, okay, cool. So one thing that I want to show you next topic, let's move on here, is this is a screenshot that I took. I think I don't know actually if you can look at this on desktop, like if you're on a computer or probably on a tablet, it will work. Otherwise, for sure on your phone. If you go to the YouTube channel, right, Alex Tim on YouTube, and you go to the home screen, what you're going to see if you scroll down, hopefully you've already subscribed, join if you want to support the channel, but that's not what this is about. Is you'll see this right here. It says discover Alex Tim's new community, introducing a new space for you to explore posts and conversations from the creator, myself, and other viewers. So you'll click go to community, and what will pop up is this screen. So this is what you probably have seen things. Maybe you saw this earlier today. Maybe you didn't. I just posted this a few hours ago, 7 hours ago. I just took the screenshot right before. This is one of the reasons why I was 3 minutes late. I was trying to get these screenshots in here. So this is normally where I would post things. Well, guess what? You see this here. This is I'm logged in with a different account when I was taking these screenshots. This is not an account tied to my account, and you can actually write a post here. I don't have a screenshot of what it looks like here, but you can click what's on your mind. You can write a text post. You can share images. And so what I would love for us all to do is let's try this thing out. It's in beta right now. I have no clue. Supposedly there's going to be a lot of functionality added here. I'm thinking that this is like a Facebook group, right? A Reddit, right? Where you've got a bunch of threads that everybody can kind of start themselves. You guys can actually write posts that create a thread, just like when I put posts in here. In fact, I'll show you one here. So I'll flip over here. So this is the channel. I'm logged in with my account here, but you can see I just wrote a welcome here. Hi, welcome to the new community feature. Start making some posts. So like this is what I can do. I'm not sure if you can all do these same things. Maybe you can. You can actually post images. I think you can do images. I know you can do images, and I know you can do text. I don't know if you can do the polls, the quizzes, and the video. It'd be interesting to know, but I can, right? But here's an example of something that you can do, and then you can comment down below. So let me go down to like this one right here. So this was a text post that I had with a couple of images, and then people can like it, dislike it, they can share it, and they can comment. And what it does is it opens that post up, and now there's an actual thread below it. So with this new feature, all of you can actually go and make posts now. So if you're like, when is the Ping Live sonar going to be coming out, right? When are we going to get it here in the US? You can actually write a post. I can reply to it. Others in the community can reply to it. We can have a conversation around the topic. So it's another great way for us to engage and hopefully not have it be something that you got to go find a video and comment on a video and hopefully I read the comments in the video. We actually have a place now to have these conversations without having to go to another platform to do it, because I don't really have a really good other spot for it. And if you're watching the videos on YouTube, you can do it on YouTube. So pretty cool. Go check it out. Highly encourage you. Like write some test posts in there. Show me. I want to see things like what are like fish that you're proud of. Show me your fish catches. Show me your fishing gear setup. Show me your LiveScope settings. Show me your like your favorite rod and reel, or like what mods you've done to your hub shelter. Give all of us some ideas. Let's play around with this thing and test it out. Doesn't cost anything. I think you do have to be subscribed to the channel in order to post. So the only thing that I'll say, please keep it family friendly. I have no clue how moderation on this thing goes. I know that I think I can manage posts. So like if you posted something, I think I can manage the post. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I can delete it. I can hide it. If I can, I don't know what that means. I would imagine I could remove it, but um, let's do this thing. And if it really starts taking off here, I think I can add moderators to it. So some of you can moderate, even like the chat here in the live stream. We can have mods. Maybe we'll have to get some of those people in there too. But let's try it out. I think it'd be a fun and cool and interesting way to engage with all of you, answer your questions, and hopefully not rely on me always needing to make a video to communicate with you. Maybe I can get you answers quicker, or other people that I don't even maybe necessarily have the answer. Others can share their inputs and thoughts as well, because I definitely don't know everything, and all of you are very, very smart as well. So let's try it out. Jump on in. All right. Next topic I just wanted to touch on quickly is the 2025 World Ice Fishing Championship is on its way. It's almost here, February 11th through the 16th in 2025. And this is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I don't know how frequently it comes to the USA, but it is not every year it's in the USA. I think normally it's not. It's rare that it actually comes to the USA, I'm pretty sure. I want to wait until it's over, and I'd love to get a couple of people from Team USA. Maybe we can hop on a show, do a podcast, do a live stream with them, and actually walk through what does the experience look like? What gear do they use? Because I will tell you, it is way different. If you've never heard of this, check out usaangling.org. I'll link it again down below as well. The equipment that they have to use, the regulations around what they can and can't do is insane. I think it's about quantity or total length of fish or something like that. They've got like I think this is a team. I think this is art. Is this Team USA? It kind of looks like it might be. So you'll see they have hand augers. I think they have to use hand augers. I don't want to get into the details of it because I know I'm going to butcher some of it, but I think they have to use hand augers. They've got a guy that will fish the hole, right? And then you've got a guy that's the scout, and they're like partnered up. They've got a specific lure that they can and can't use, so they can't just go out and just use a Pinhead Pro. They can't do that. A lot of times, I think they are targeting actually using panfish is what they're targeting. But anyways, this is super, super cool. It's open for people to go and watch. So what you're going to see here is the lake. The venue host is Lakeview, Michigan, USA. Here's the lake that they'll be fishing in. I don't know if the whole lake is open or if there's a specific area on here, but it is actually incredibly interesting. I want to read more into it. I'm not going to be able to go to the event because that would be super cool to get some video footage of it. Let me know if you're going to go to it and check it out. But I think this would be cool. Let me know. Should I try to get somebody from the show from Team USA on here onto a show and we can chat through it? Let me know. Take a drink while I wait for your replies, and then we're going to hop to new products. All right. Alex, I'm fishing Mille Lacs this weekend. I am. Yes, I'm fishing the United Heroes tournament, going out there with a bunch of guys. All right. Bubba Fish Scales has released a new fish scale. This is the Smart Fish Scale Lite. There are good things about this and not so good things about this. You may know that Bubba has several different fish scales. They came out with the Bubba Pro Series Smart Fish Scale. This is the fish scale that I have and highly, highly, highly recommend. It's got the color screen on it. It's the most accurate fish scale I've ever used. It has culling on it. You can do tournament mode. You can weigh multiple people's. Like there's a ton of things feature wise. It's very, very feature rich and it's incredibly accurate. This thing is great. This is not the new one. This is the one that they've had. Here's the challenge. That's $229. you can usually get it about $200 or $180 on sale. They make a little bit more of a limited one for $130. Well, this new one is the light version for $69.99. There's no built into the screen. It's a slimmer body. You can see how slender and slim the body on this thing is. It's got the clip on it rather than just the hook on it, which is great. You've got a battery door there. It's not rechargeable batteries, so you just pop in. I don't know if they're double A's or triple A's, but you pop them in there. And then the screen is super simple and basic that you can see here, right? So what is on here? You've got the circle button is like your power button. You've got a clear or tear, a lock, and a menu. And then you've got your screen. Really simple. You're not going to be, adding them to a certain area on there or anything like that. For a lot of people, if all you want to do is weigh your fish and get an incredibly accurate weight, a lot smaller form factor, that is who this is built for, in my opinion, and that's where this stops. Now, they sell this for $69.99. It is an exclusive through Tackle Warehouse. The only retailer that will sell this is Tackle Warehouse. So if you want to buy it, you got to buy it from Tackle Warehouse. We'll flip over to their site here in just a second, and you can check it out. But what I wanted to tell you is they have, and I don't know if they have it here. It's not on this page. So we're going to flip over to Tackle Warehouse's page. So here's the Bubba Smartfish Scale Lite on the Tackle Warehouse page. Let me know if you can hear this.
From the creators of the Smart Fish Scale, Bubba is once again reinventing the way you fish. Made with the same reliability as the official scale of Major League Fishing. Introducing the Smart Fish Scale Lite. For those casting their first rod, to anglers chasing the pro circuit dream. Track your biggest catches and most impressive days on the water. Or turn your time on the lake into a competition with friends. It's your gateway to a smarter fishing experience with a full color display and iconic Bubba grip for a comfortable, reliable hold. It's lightweight, durable, and water resistant. Capture precise measurements with Bubba's advanced auto lock technology. Unleash your full potential with a Bubba Pro subscription.
So I'll pause it here. I'll keep it going so you can kind of see what's going on here. But the one thing that I'll tell you is this is where we're going to talk about a little bit of the controversy comes in is around this app. So watch this. It's done in a minute here.
Read powerful modes to level up your fishing game. Rally mode allows you to track your total catches and share your personal best. Competition mode lets you face off with up to 4 friends on a single device with real-time leader tracking. When it's time to get serious, tournament mode is your go-to. It's loaded with pro-grade features like smart culling and live well management for up to 8 fish, giving you an edge on the competition. Use the Bubba app to host or join live tournaments with anglers across the globe. The Bubba Smart Fish Scale Lite is designed to grow with your passion. More than a scale, it's the tool that inspires your next great fishing story.
12.9.
All right, let me know what your thoughts are. I think this thing is sick. I think this is going to be incredible for the person that wants to have a really lightweight, simple scale that's not $200, right? This thing looks awesome. All right. Now, if you're thinking about getting any of those extra features on it, here's where the controversy comes in a little bit. What you'll see is the AAA batteries that you use. To unlock the full feature set with the Bubba Pro plan, so all of those things, the culling, the pro mode, the tournament, basically anything other than just weighing your fish, the full feature set with the Bubba Pro plan app, your phone app, with Bluetooth, $4.99 a month or $50 a year. So there, it's not like $50 one time. So now instead of it being $70, it's $120. It's $50 a year or $5 a month. Now, granted, I haven't used the tournament mode or anything like that. I should probably check that out on the one that I've got because I think that's all built into it in the Pro one. But look at these reviews. Subscription required and awkward buttons. Was very excited to try it out, but the buttons didn't work right. Scale would not zero out. I discovered you need to pay a fee to log or lock in more than one weight. That's what we talked about. Works great for just one weight, but if you want to do more than that, it's not going to work for that. And I know there's a lot of people, myself included, that I normally like don't need to call. Like I'm not doing live tournaments or anything like that. It'd be kind of fun to be like, what's my top 5 fish today? But like I don't really have a need for it. I just want to know is this my PB fish and how much does it weigh, right? That type of thing. This person says requires $50 a year subscription. I was initially very excited about the smaller size model and hopeful that I could at least save weights for tournament bass fishing on it. But in order to make any of the features work, it requires a $50 a year app subscription. Without the subscription, it acts as a simple single weight scale with no way to store weights or adjust modes. No thanks. Nice scale, but you have to pay every year to be able to use the call mode. So just again, I think this is freaking incredible. Like this is awesome. The accuracy of this, the grip on it, like this is a great scale, better than any other scale that you're going to buy. Like I haven't owned this one, but I have the higher end one. If it's anything like that in terms of just the single weight, this is a great scale and worth it. But just know its limitations. If you want those other features, honestly, don't buy this and pay the monthly subscription fee or the annual subscription fee. Just go buy the Pro one. Wait for it to go on sale for $180. And if you keep it for more than 2 years, it pays for itself. And you get all of it built into the bigger screen with the bigger button. So that's my thought on this, but it does look pretty cool. Maybe I'll pick one up and do a comparison video on just the basic features on it and how it compares to the Pro, but I imagine it's going to be very, very similar. All right, next up, this is a product that came out this year, a little while ago, several months ago, but it is back in stock, so I wanted to talk about it. I'm debating. So as you probably know, my boat got totaled in the fall this year. So I don't currently have a boat, even though I bought a boat last year. I don't have a boat right now. I'm either going to get another boat in the spring here, or I really missed the portability of a kayak, like a fully decked out motorized kayak. I could get spots I could not get with my boat. And if I get a boat, I want a deep V boat. So anyways, all that to say, I don't know if I'm going like a decked out kayak or a boat this year. But if I go the boat route, I might pick one of these up. This is a 19-inch monitor from Russell Marine Products. I've got the screens that it works with, but I just wanted to show you in case you hadn't heard of this. I've got no affiliation with Russell Marine Products, but the whole idea behind this is if you have one of these screens already, either a Garmin 86 or 8700, a Garmin 1600 or 1200 GPS map series, or if you have the 9000 series, you don't need this. You've got plenty of money. The cheapest 9000 series is a $10,000 unit. And then the Apex from Humminbird, 13, 16, 19. So these, you need to actually do HDMI and USB out, which is why. And this basically duplicates the screen and makes it bigger to 19 inches. $3,700 for a 8600 series. That is roughly the price of a, I want to say their 16-inch screen. No, actually, it's just a little bit more than their 12-inch screen, I think, for the 8600 series. So you're getting a lot bigger for a lot less money. You could get I think it's a 17-inch screen from Garmin, the 8617. Is that the right model? And it's like $7,000, $8,000. So this is cheaper than buying the big screens from the brand. However, it's not cheap, right? So the idea here is that you could go this route, and instead of having multiple graphs, you could just have the one. and you could have it duplicate or replicate another one on your boat. So anyways, the only reason why I brought this up is they're back in stock. They were out for a little while. I went through the cart and I added as many as I could, and it maxed out at 49. So evidently they have 49 in stock. So I know not everybody's interested in this, but I just wanted to call it out in case you are checking it out. Also, Vexilar made this post yesterday. I have no clue what it is, but they posted this on both Facebook and Instagram. Vexilar LLC says the Vexilar crew hit the lake yesterday for some product development and testing. The afternoon started with the fish fry on the lake and ended by field testing our exciting new products. There's still great ice across the entire ice belt, so get out there. This is the time of year when most brands and companies for fishing gear and tech, ice fishing gear and tech, go out on the ice with their pro staff, their product development, product management, pro teams, promoters, marketing teams. They're doing their photo shoots, video shoots, like all of that. Now is when they're testing the products they're going to launch next year. I have no clue what they're releasing, but evidently something is coming from Vexilar next year. So who knows what it will be? I'm trying to see. They all have Vexilar stuff on. So I would imagine it's something new from Vexilar. My thoughts are maybe it's something for live imaging. I honestly have no clue. That would be the only thing that I can think of right now. Or maybe it's an ultra portable unit, kind of like the deeper balls where it just goes to a tablet or a phone. I'm totally guessing. I have no clue what they're releasing, but gives us a little teaser for next year. Vexilar's coming out with something new. And the fact that they have this many people out there, I would think it's not just like a FLX 48 or something like that. You wouldn't think, but who knows? I don't know. All right. In terms of deals this week, Acme Tools, if you're one of the fans out there of K-Drill, the only time that I recommend the K-Drill auger to people, I've used almost all of the different augers that are out there. I've used and owned the K-Drill, and it's great for dirty ice. So if you are in very dirty ice, meaning it's sandy ice, it's really, really dirty, really shallow, and you're going to be hitting stuff, that's where the K-Drill shines, in my opinion. They've got the 8.5 inch from Acme for $149.95 right now. If you want to pre-order it, and then it looks like it's going to ship out in about a week. So if you are interested, go ahead and check that out. And again, I will link it down below if you are interested in that. All right, couple things here from Amazon. From Boomerang. These are my favorite line cutters that I use both open water and ice fishing. Of course, there's line cutters, those like little ones. I actually like these because they actually come out to be like a little scissors. There's two versions of this. This is the like the shorter version here, and it has an LED light on it. So what you see here is this gray little slider thing. If you push that up, there's an LED light that you can't see on it that actually lights up. So if it's dark out, it actually lights up by your line, which makes it really easy to know what you're cutting. If you've got bad eyesight, this is really helpful to have that line. Excuse me. So this is $11.74, down from $16. And then they have their longer version of these, their long blades that you can see here with longer blades. This one does not have the light. It's the same price. So you're getting longer blades, but you're getting no light on it. These are great. I think I have 3 of these, the shorter ones. I don't have any of the longer ones. So I might pick up a set of the longer ones. You're not saving $100 on them, but they're also not $100. You're saving 22% on this and 34 on the other one. The other ones are normally 16. This is normally $14.98. So you're saving a few bucks. So if you've been looking at them, this is right around the best price that you're going to find on these. So, and I recommend them. Shields currently has the bundle on sale still. So this is that same bundle that was even the Black Friday deal. This is still to date. If you're looking to get into LiveScope and you're okay with the LVS 32, which I still recommend to a lot of people, I still have the LVS 32. Might get rid of it one of these days, but this is the latest and greatest 9-inch screen. This is the black box, the LVS 32. You get the Garmin shuttle, the Garmin pole, the Garmin bag, and a lead acid battery. Yeah, you can upgrade all those things later on, but you can get out on the ice right now. Use it in your boat right now for $17.99. This is a really good starter kit, and then you can kind of upgrade and build out from there. As you can see here, frequently bought with a lot of things that I actually recommend: an Amped Outdoors battery, the HD Innovations carbon pole, the transducer cover, a charger for the battery, and the shuttle. Like, this is like a page that I built. That's kind of what it would look like here. You can actually get the bag for. Anyways, I'll link this down below. But if you are honestly, seriously looking at getting this, it looks like they're going to sell out pretty soon here. I think they've only got 15 of these left. It looks like I've got 35 or something in my cart. I'm not sure what that is, but I looked to max this out and it looked like there were only 15 left online for shipping availability. So if you're looking to get them sooner than later. All right. Hopping over to questions. I popped up 3 questions here. There were a few submitted in the form. If you ever have a question, I try to answer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions here near the end of the stream every single week if I can. In the how you get a question submitted right now is comment on it. The best way to do it is go down to the description of any video. And there will be a link in there that says, have a question, click this link, or email question@fgtnshow.com. Or if you click the link, it'll bring you to a page on alextim.com where you can just fill out a form and ask your question. It'll be shot over to me, and then I will pull from those first. If I don't see enough that I want to actually share here on the stream, I will then go into the comment section, maybe that new community feature I'll pull some from. But that's how you submit questions here. So we've got a viewer here named Bill that submitted a question, said, "Hi, Alex. My wife and I almost bought an 8x16 Yeti fish house 4 years ago, but living in northern Wisconsin where there are no road systems plowed on lakes, we decided not to. They have an Eskimo 850 XD that they use for ice camping. Just got back from a 3-day camping trip. When you had your core that you pull with your Track CF moto, which was last year, that was the what was the model number of that? That was the Core Ice 6515. How much snow would it go through? Could you pull it through a foot of heavier or wet snow? I really like the idea of the Lighthouse that has hybrid skis, but I don't want to invest in a house and tracked ATV just to find out. I still am very limited with snow depth. Thanks for your reply." This is what I'll tell you. Last year was a little bit of a hard year to test it. I only had that unit specifically that you're talking about last year. That unit will go, if it's wet, thick snow, it will glide right up on top of it. Granted, hopefully, if you've got 1,000 or 2,000 extra pounds in it, it might sink down a little bit, but ideally you'd unload your tracked ATV and you'd be pulling it and it glides right up on top. You're good. If you have really powdery snow, it's going to plow that snow. But if you have powdery snow, you drop the wheels down and you just pull it right on wheels. It's going to go better that way. So depending on the snow conditions, the depth doesn't matter as much as the type of snow that there is, in which way you want to go. Do you want the wheels down, or would you rather go on the hybrids, the skis that are on it? Because it had the 2 long runners and then it had like the half in the front that you could pull it up on. So I would say, yes, you should be good in either a wheel mode or that mode. Now, what may work better, and I'm waiting for some snow this year. Like, I'm going out on a lake tomorrow that there's literally like no snow on the lake. There's little drifts here and there, but we don't have snow. I'm trying to get a lot of snow. Hopefully in February, we're going to get some snow here so I can get my tracked ATV out. The unit that I have, check out the video if you haven't seen it yet. It's an 8019. So it's 8 feet wide by 19 feet long, including the stub nose. So I think it's like 15 feet long plus a 4-foot stub nose. So it's 19 feet long. That doesn't have a hybrid skids, but if you wanted to do what you're talking about, you can buy what are called wheel skis for it. The nice thing about wheel skis is they're a lot wider. So what you get is actually more lift. So you actually have your wheels down on the unit, which gives you a lot more clearance underneath the unit. Plus those go into skis, and the skis are intended to go up on the snow. And I did this with the Black Hole Ice Shack several years ago is when I bought these. So look for, hopefully later this year, a video on that coming out. I want like 2 feet of snow, and I'm going to pull that thing with my ATV through the snow almost as a skid house, but on wheel skis. So hopefully I'm going to test that out this year. I personally think that is actually a better route than the hybrid skid house. The benefit of the hybrid skid house in my mind isn't that it has the best skis in the world. They're good, but in my mind, the benefit that you have there is you can move from spot to spot. So for instance, if you're trying to hole hop between fish spots, so you're chasing crappie, you're chasing perch, you're doing something like that. Say you're on fish, right? And the school moves 20 feet. You go outside, you pop a hole, and you're like, oh, they moved. If you want to fish in your house, you got to raise the house up, you got to move it over, and you got to drop it down. Not with that hybrid one. The hybrid one, what's nice is you just drag it because it has skis under it. You don't need to lift it up, right? That's the benefit of that. Whereas wheel skis, you've got to drop, you got to raise the house up so that the wheels go down so the skis can get underneath it to move it. So it's pros and cons there. Hopefully that helps you out. And hopefully look for that video later this year. But I think that you could go either way, either buy wheel skis for a like an 8x16. The Yetis are nice and light because they're aluminum, or go core if you want the ultra convenience there as well. All right, second question that we got for tonight, and this was obviously a comment here from 5 days ago. See if you can figure out who it is just by the emblem. I blurred out the name. What's the difference between the Eagle Eye 9 and the Active Target 2? I will answer. The Eagle Eye 9 and the Active Target 2 use the exact same technology. So the Active Target 2 has essentially 6 sonar beams that come out of it. You've got 3 different transducer surfaces, if you will, that will emit. Each of them emit in 30-degree ranges. So you've got 30 degrees that kind of goes out this way, and you've got 30 degrees that kind of goes out this way. So on the Active Target 2, you've got 3 30-degree ones going out this way and 3 30-degree ones going out this way. When you put all of those together, that's your Active Target 2 range that you get, right? That's where you get the really wide cone on the Active Target 2, is because you have essentially 3 kind of going down and 3 kind of going forward. So you have a total of 6 beams going out. The Eagle Eye 9 has a third of them. So they have one transducer surface, if you will, or element in there, which has 30 degrees going this way and 30 degrees going this way. So what that means is that you have a very narrow angle. It's a 30-degree angle that's either going forward or a 30-degree angle that's going down. I will be making a video on this. And so that's why a couple of things happen. One, the angle of the width of the beam on the Eagle Eye 9 is so narrow because it's that fixed 30-degree. You don't have those other 4 beams going out that are all stitched together. The other thing that you'll notice on the Eagle Eye 9 is you don't change the transducer to go from forward to down because it has one beam going forward and one going down. You on the screen change from down to forward. And so it's, do you want to look at the one going this way or the one going this way? If they had it so that way you could do it like the Active Target 2 and have both go on at the same time, you'd have 30 degrees forward, 30 degrees down, and you'd have a big black spot in between. The Active Target 2, all of that gets filled in from, I'm trying to do this with my fingers here, from forward all the way to down. It's all stitched together. All of those 30-degree beams are stitched together to give you that full beam. And so when you've got this full beam kind of looking out, right? The reason why you move the transducer is because you turn that whole beam to say, oh, I want to look down, or do I want to look forward? So that's why you actually have to move it there. So that's the difference. The technology is exactly the same as the Active Target 2. They just reduced the amount of elements and beams that come out of it by one. It's 1/3 less. So they reduced it by 2/3. So that's the answer to your question. Hopefully that is helpful for you. I'll do a much better video with better images and depictions than my hands. I promise. All right. Here's the question. Is this the same person that asked at the beginning of the stream? It is. So you guys should be able to figure out who asked this question. I'm answering your question. When are you going to talk about the Ping Live? Well, here's the deal. It's on my list. It's sitting in my garage. The Ping Live, I will be talking about it soon. Probably not going to be for a couple of weeks. And here's the reason why. The Ping Live sonar is from a company called Acufy, which is a company based in Beijing. The Ping Live sonar, as you know, is just the transducer that can either be hardwired or wirelessly connected to an iPhone or an iOS device like an iPad, a tablet, right? Android support is coming later this year, so you can use in Android phone or tablet or iPhone or tablet. Here's the thing. The design of the way that they did their transducer, they're running into a patent issue with companies like Garmin here in the US. The patent was supposed to expire last year in the US. It got extended in the US. It did not get extended elsewhere in the world. So closest to us, where I know we have some viewers in the channel, Canada. Canada's patent did not get extended. So the Ping Live sonar is going to be launching in March in Canada. So I'll make sure that there's some videos out before March. But as of right now, it doesn't do me any good to put anything out there because number one, nobody in the US is going to be able to buy that solution until the current patent expires, which is now in 2027. Canada, you'll be able to buy it in March. So there'll be a lot of information coming for you. This is one of those weird scenarios where if you live in Canada, you actually have a benefit. You get the technology before us guys and gals down here in the US do. Now, if you've got a Canada trip planned, head on up to Canada, buy it, and come on back down. Or if you know somebody up there that'll ship it over the border, you do you. This is not advice, legal advice, or anything like that. But so it will be coming in the future. So the problem that I have is I've got literally so many videos that I want to shoot, and I only have so much time. And so when I look at Ping Live, I'm like, this would be great. It's going to get a ton of views. A lot of people are interested in it. But the reality is that people can't do anything with that right now, unfortunately. Whereas Mega Live 2 came out and was available for purchase last week. I bought one. I've already got 2 videos that I filmed that I just got to edit. So like I'm focusing on the things that are now going to provide the value to the people. So I wish I could film a lot more. Maybe one day I'll be able to do this full time and I'll be banging out the videos like crazy. But it is coming. I promise you, it is coming. I was just talking to the company again last week. It sounds like they got all their things figured out with the firmware update to make it even better. And it sounds like they got some really exciting things down the road for us in the US. And I don't think we're going to need to wait until 2027. That's all that I can say. I can't say anything more than that, but there's some really cool stuff coming. So look out for that. So that is what we got for the show tonight. I'll kind of skim through questions here. I know we've been live for an hour, and I'll see if there's anything here that I can answer. I'm going to start actually at the bottom and go up. Don't forget the mail-in rebate for Vexilar and K-Drill. It will take that one on sale down to 50 after rebate. Very good point there, Duck Boy. Thank you for calling that out. There is a rebate. You can Google it and pull it up. If I remember, maybe I'll drop it in the links too. Curious to see the Ping against LiveScope or even the Eagle Eye 9. Yes, I will hopefully be doing a comparison between the two of them. And like, it's not going to just be limited to ice fishing either. Like, I'm going to carry these products. Like right now, Eagle Eye 9, LiveScope Plus, and the Ping Live sonar are 3 that I like for sure know that I'm keeping. I'm not yet sold on the Mega Live 2. Not yet on if I'm going to keep it or not. Panoptix PS22 that's gone. I still have it. I got to film a couple more videos and then I'm going to sell that thing. That thing is not what it's not all it's cracked up to be, based off of when you go to these shows and people talk about it that obviously work with the brand. And then the LVS 32, I've still got, maybe I'll hang on to. But the reason why I was keeping the LVS 32 was for the smaller hole I could get it into, as well as an ultra lightweight package setup that I put a video out on. But now the Eagle Eye solves that problem for me. So I don't know if I'm going to get rid of that too. But yes, I'll be doing some comparison videos, not only on the ice. We got a lot of ice left here. Like, I'm probably going to be ice fishing till May, to be completely honest with you. Like, we've got so much ice here, unless it gets crazy hot. This is going to be one of the best years in terms of late in the season having ice. Now, granted, there's probably going to be a lot of the ice fishing videos that I don't put out this year and will be next fall that I put out. But any of the gear focused ones, I'll make sure that I get out. And then a lot of people will be like, put open water out, and then we'll have to shift over to it. But yes. Great live. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Blaine. Have you used the Eskimo Pistol Bit 2.0 8-inch? That's actually my primary auger that I use right now. Hit Lures USA. I think that's Frank. Yes, that is the auger that I use, and I love it. I'm using it on the Clam Plate Pro, I think is what they call it, with the chuck on it. That thing's awesome. I've Actually, no, I'm using the 10-inch right now. The 8-inch is in the back of my truck for my portable setup. I've used both, and they are great. Highly recommend. If you want a drill auger, that's the one that I recommend. The Pistol Bit 2.0 8-inch is the one that I recommend. I have not unboxed, though, so it's not fair for me to say that yet. The Razor Ultra Synthetic with the wings on it and all of that. I have that boxed up in the garage that I bought at the ice show this year that I do also need to try. Yes. Have a great weekend, Blaine. Blaine. Oh, Blaine. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. I don't go crazy for eel pout. Okay, you guys are just having you guys are just chatting in there. So cool. Awesome. Well, thank you again so much. Please comment down below. What do you want to see in these shows in the future? Is there certain things that you like the most? Do you like the talking about the news that's happening in the industry? Do you like talking about the new gear? Do you like talking about the deals? Do you like answering the questions? Do you like just the informal talking? What do you like the most about this show? That helps me just make sure that I continue to keep those elements in the show and maybe add a little bit more. I know that as we get towards the end of the ice season into open water, typically a lot of people's interest dips here on the channel. So what would you also want to see as open water comes up? Granted, that's really far away, but let me know. What do you like about this? Keep the comments coming. I really appreciate all the engagement. I appreciate all of you watching the videos. That's what makes all of this possible. Thank you to the members for supporting the channel as well. Now go over, we're going to end here in a second. Go over to the channel, Alex Tim on YouTube. Go and click on the community thing or the post or whatever it's called, and put a picture of the fish that you caught last or your gear setup of something. Put a post in there and let's start a conversation. It's just kind of like social media, but on YouTube. So let's check it out. Anyways, take it easy, tight lines, and I will talk to you soon. Probably not going to go live this weekend because I'm out with a bunch of guys and we are doing the tournament, but I will be sure to post maybe some pictures on social media and maybe in that community feed. So keep your eyes open. Anyways, take it easy. Have a good night and have a good Friday tomorrow.